Israel's right-wing government's decision to pass a law that strips the Supreme Court of its power to overturn policies it deems unreasonable has gained a lot of traction, mostly negative, both domestically and internationally. However, not much attention has been paid to another law that was passed a day later on July 26 in the Knesset and has serious repercussions for Palestinians. An amendment was made to the law known as the Village Committee's Law of 2010, officially named the Cooperative Societies Ordinance. The legislation, which critics dub an apartheid law, was passed without any opposition in the Israeli parliament and hardly received any media or public attention. The village committees at the heart of the existing law have the power to approve or deny applicants who wish to reside in the regions they hold jurisdiction in. Currently, these village committees exist in the Galilee and Negev regions, which have a significant population of indigenous Palestinian citizens. These committees approve or deny applicants based on their perceived social suitability to the social and cultural fabric of a community. Adalah, the legal center for Arab minority rights in Israel, told Mondoweiss that the powers vested in these committees by the law have led to the exclusion of Palestinian citizens of Israel from these communities, which are built on state-controlled land. The latest amendment sees the expansion of these committees, which were earlier limited to towns of up to 400 households. By introducing a new category called a continued communal town, the amendment allows towns with up to 700 households to have such admission committees. This criteria of 700 households will expand to greater numbers, hence covering more towns and villages in the coming years. Although the amendment doesn't include the illegal Israeli settlements in the occupied West Bank, Adalah fears that the new law will eventually be implemented there through military orders instead of Israeli domestic law. In a tweet, Haggai Elad, an Israeli LGBTQ+ and human rights activist, pointed to the relative silence on the amendment.
Haggai wrote, "As you read news about Israel's judicial overhaul, here's some apartheid context. Today the Knesset approved the Admissions Committee's law expansion. How much media coverage is this getting? Almost none. This law allows for housing segregation against Palestinian citizens."
Haggai also questioned the opposition parties of the country, who were vocally critical of the Judicial Overhaul law and called it anti-democratic, but voted with the far-right coalition government led by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu when it came to the housing law. The activist wrote, "When the issue is anti-Palestinian legislation, Jewish consensus is the norm." Apart from the Palestinian Representative Party lawmakers, who voted against the law, only two opposition lawmakers from Labour, Naama Lazimi and Gilad Kariv, voted against it. While 42 legislators voted in its favor, only 11 rejected it. Many went to the extent of celebrating the passage of the new law, as this displayed unity in the country amid the divisions created by the judicial overhaul. A poster shared on Twitter in Hebrew praised it as a rare moment of unity around one of the basic values of Zionism. The message on the poster was apparently from 20 regional councils of Israel, whose names were mentioned in it. The original law, which was enacted in 2010, was meant to circumvent a Supreme Court ruling that banned communities from selling land to Jews only. Now, with the top court weakened by the reforms introduced by the current regime, the chances of it being challenged in the future are slim.